Right, I got busy with something, so it's now many hours later, so apologies for that. In fact, I still need to go up notes. Okay, so finish off talking about the Dart. I really like that plane. Again, depending on how things go, different autopilots and stuff, it may eventually get a full proper autopilot in it, but we'll have to see. The next one I flew, finally, after, I think, over a year, was the FlexJet. And that is brilliant. Now, I'm not going to go into massive detail in this video because I want to save that for the actual video on that plane. Because as with all of my planes, I like to do like an after maiden report. I actually flew it twice because I enjoyed that plane so much. To end the day, I flew it again. But no, great. Bear with me a moment. To get that to fit, I did have to I did have to cut some of it out. Hang on, blah, blah, blah. Sorry about this. Another thing that's very good for that, and another reason why you may want to subscribe, because we can throw that out there for now. One of the reasons why you may want to consider subscribing is because I actually have flight video of it, because it was a present from Mum and Dad. My dad decided to try and film it, and it wasn't brilliant because he was just doing it on his phone. It isn't. He has an iPhone SE, the second generation one, the newest one. But there were some issues with that, and he accidentally zoomed in, I think, and then didn't quite know how to zoom out and things like that. But there is some usable footage, and that'll be included in that video. But yeah, I also flew, finally, thank God, the AXN. For whatever reason, it needed like full down trim. I've possibly not got things lined up properly after I knocked all the tail off of it. It had full maximum trim reached of down trim, and it flew just about alright. Could do like a couple more clicks, but obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to double check what's going on with that. This is one of the other things why I really love having the Excel spreadsheet for this kind of stuff. Because if I now go into Planes 2021 and I find AXN in the list. Okay, it actually says it's okay. Is this not saved for some weird reason? Okay, let's have a look at these. I don't know why these haven't saved. So, flying 330. Prop or motor issue, yep. Drift. Yeah, that's loads of red on drift. The Dart 250. Yep, FlexJet. Okay. Test new batteries. Can make that green. AXN. Yeah, I've done that. And the QuiQue. Yeah, that's right as well because it needs a fix. So yeah, so the AXN, it flew great. What I like about it is you can tell that it's really light when you're flying it, while being big enough to not be tossed around in the wind. Because the only thing that's on it that isn't stock is that super light camera at the front. Now that is using more milliwatts. It's not using the maximum amount. It's using the middle amount. So this is the ZOHD all-in-one camera, and that I went all sorts of different distances, and it was fine. The distance that I want to go with that, and it was fine. So, and with that one out, I didn't have to be too bothered about making sure I was facing the right way as well at that. And very rarely had any breakup at all. And again, just the odd slight twist around to face the right direction, fixed it all. So, really happy with the AXN. Of course, the only thing that it needs doing is the trim sorting out, so it's not on full down trim all the time. And it needs eventually moving over to the new Radio Master for easy UHF. Yeah, I'm just going to double check one last thing. Apologies for the fact I seem to be doing about a billion things in the background. Unfortunately, that is the way of life. I just need to add a few things onto the YouTube schedule. Gonna have Radio Master. 2 radios, okay. Right, so yeah. So I'm just adding things on because I use like my YouTube timetable thing as like a reminder of other shit I need to do with YouTube. So yeah, I also flew my QuiQue Yak. So I flew both of my QuiQue planes today. The Flex Innovations Yak. It flew great. Had a lot of fun with it. It's such a nice plane to fly. The only problem is if you don't know, when it was very new, I had the motor overheat, and I had to basically fall down and land it like a pancake on the undercarriage. And the problem is ever since then, the undercarriage has just been a bit Swiss cheesy. And actually on landing it wasn't a bad landing at all. It was like a bit of a bump in the field. The undercarriage bent enough to actually whack the prop to the ground and break it. So that's fun. And to round off the day, as I say, I flew my FlexJet again. One thing I will say on that flight, I decided I was going to need to look at some new batteries, but one of the problems was apparently one of the batteries that I bought from HobbyKing was brand new, never used, when we went to test it, was at zero volt. All the other ones have been balanced, so they were even, because I had like a 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, because they're going to be used in pairs for ATES, so they'd even been balance charged between them, as in, with a Hyperion charge, you can have up to 2 6 cells and charge them as a 12S between the 2 different packs. It balances everything all together. And it will have had that done to them for ATES. Yeah, one of the cells completely zero, to the point where I even tried the old trick of, and don't do this at home, kids, where you like put it onto a NiCad battery and try and force some voltage. Usually you do it over the whole battery. I rigged up a balance lead so I could do it just into the one cell. And yeah. He just said it was disconnected all the time and refused to pump any voltage through, so that's a waste of a good 40 quid battery. So what I did, I spent about 100, how much was it? Let me find out. It was over £100 for 2 batteries for 1 flight worth. From Overlander. Overland, your order confirmation, let's have a look. So I ordered because I looked at what video they used for the FlexJet video. And I had a look to see what we could do for it, and in terms of getting a similar battery. So instead of getting a 5060C, I ended up getting a 4400 milliamp 80C Overlander battery that in total cost me £171. So it better be fucking brilliant. Otherwise, I will cry. But anyway, congrats, your gold from honey. Let's see how much honey I have. How much honey coins? Nearly 5,000 with another 1,500 pending. And just to remind everybody, if I go into redeem, it's 1,400 for a £10 gift card. So if I put in 4,892 divided by 1,400, that is 30 quid vouchers plus a little bit more, because I get coins both from buying stuff myself through Honey, as well as when you guys sign up. There's usually a Honey link in the description if I can remember to put it there, or if not, have a look at most of my videos and they are there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please click the like button, it helps me a lot. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. There's probably going to be a few little talkie episodes coming up soon. I'm going to try and keep them on Tuesdays, so you can have the full proper spiel. But we'll see how we get on. But I thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello everybody and welcome back to Jake's RC Stuff in a series that I'm going to be calling, because I've kind of done these in the past but want to make them into a proper series, Flight Log, which is basically where I do an update of what happened when I've been flying, so that you know sort of what's happening with planes. And so when they appear on the bench for repairs or you don't see them for a while, it's because you know it's still being flown, it's all fine. But yeah, so this was 2 days ago. It was the 26th of April. Today's the 28th of April. Maths, everybody. But I thought we'd go for a few things. So first thing that I tried to fly was my Flying Giants Extra 300. So HobbyKing have recently re-released this. It's the red and white one that's on their homepage as of when you're recording this, the 300LX or whatever it is. I had a problem with making a horrible noise. I thought it was the prop at first, or the motor was loose. I thought it may have been a few other things, but nothing I tried fixed it. So possibly the motor bearings have gone. I need to sort of completely take the motor off and have a look at it. I tried tightening stuff up while I was there. Nothing needed tightening up. The prop, it's got self-tapping screws that go into plastic, and one of those has sort of basically come out. So we'll have to see what goes on with that. I just need to double check something. Please, more people bid on it. Anyway, so that was a minor disaster. Technically, it flew 3 or 4 times. I kept sort of testing things and trying to fly it again, but really got nowhere with it. So that needs to come in. Also, the reason why I write these down as well is not because I've got like the notes app on my phone with all the information on. Not only does it allow me to do these videos, but also it allows me to update the spreadsheet that I have on where things are at the moment, so I know if stuff needs repairing or whatnot. So I actually went to try and fly the Drift on that day, and there was a few issues. First thing that I noticed was the propeller was going the wrong way, in terms of it was sucking, not blowing, or you know, either the props rolling around or the motor's going the wrong way. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to put a different prop on that's just a pusher instead of a puller or whatever, or if I'm going to be bothered to swap the wires over. We'll see. But we do have some more issues. The first issue that I actually noticed is, even though all of my switches should have been in pass-through mode, where the signals that I put in from the radio just pass through iNav and straight into the servos, didn't happen for whatever reason. It seemed to, you know, I was holding it in my hands and servos were moving, and I was like, what? This makes no sense. So I need to try and see what's going on with that, because pass-through mode, which is what I believe it's called, should be working, so that I just wanted to test fly it. The main problem is, though, you know, that was going to be an issue. One of my ailerons wouldn't work, and it turns out that when I'd pushed it in, one of these pins was slightly out of line and snapped off. So I actually haven't had a look. Let me have a look. Banggood ZOHD Drift. Do they sell those connectors separately? No, they don't. Great. Oh, wait, hang on. What is that? Spare part motor mount. Oh, I don't want a fucking motor mount. What's this? Is that just all the connecting rods? Oh, hang on. Right, so apparently I can get those parts. Basically, the pin for the aileron servo has come off. It's one of the pins have snapped off. So what I'm possibly going to do is $12. It's like a tenner. Ships in 24 hours. Banggood Express, 15 to 20 days. Fucking hell. Let's buy it. Let's buy it. We're doing it live. We're buying spare parts live. I don't want shipping insurance. Apply rewards. See if Honey can help us out at all. Honey Gold is active. Place the order. PayPal. So yeah, it's one of the reasons why I never like those connectors normally in wings, because they are so easy to snap off. But at least I'm now going to buy some spares. I might buy these, and then if I get round to wanting to sort out the drift, it may end up just with a normal servo connector. I'm going to use my $99 USD balance, and then put the rest of it on that card, please. Right, so that's been ordered. So the drift, yeah, massive disappointment. And it's another example of iNav being a fucking pain in the arse. Of course, that's still being flown on the X7S, or not flown because of things breaking, but the X7S, it's going to need moving over to the Crossfire system, and moving over to one of the Radio Masters. I also flew the Drift, the Dart 250G. It's still on 2-cell. It hasn't been upgraded anything in any way. I took the Velcro out to do it, and then I ended up having to glue Velcro in at the field to make it work. It flew great. It is fantastic. I actually sort of did more of a range test with it. Now I'm happy with it. It is still on 25 milliwatts, so I had to do a sort of like head tracker with my head, because I was with a patch and a normal antenna on my Fat Sharks, but it really was a sort of real sort of, oh, how do I phrase this? You know, it was a real let's have a look. But yeah, so it was really interesting to sort of show the difference between a patch antenna and an omnidirectional antenna. It really is something for you to consider, and has sort of re-woken up like my wantingness to get some decent decent antenna tracking or antennas or whatever set up. It's great for 25 milliwatts. I can go the distance that I really want to go with a plane like that. It's still a little bit wibbly wobbly. I think it could even do with the aileron gyros turning up a little tiny smidgen from where they were, because it felt like it was being knocked around in the wind a little bit, as opposed to it twitching from over gyro compensation. We're then going to move on to something important, but I just want to quickly pause this while I nip to the bathroom.